If you want to build a solid core, you have to stop doing these bumbo crunches. It doesn't do anything for your core, it just works your abs. You know how to build a strong and stable core without doing endless ab crunches and instead doing a leg raise. In this video, I'm going to be showing you the steps to build the mobility in your spine and in your hips to help you not do that bomboclat core. So the first exercise is bringing your legs out here, and if it's really challenging, you want to bring it up close. As long as you're remaining that low back into toward the ground, that's all that really matters in this movement, is essentially bringing your legs and engaging that lower portion of your core up into the low back. So placing your fingers from here to that low back, that way you can have way more of a feedback and lift the legs from here to here. You're going to be doing 10 reps of these to practice engaging that lower portion of the core and maintaining a posterior tilt with this and pushing that low back in toward the ground. So 5 more reps. 4, 3, 2, and 1. The second movement is what we call core compression, or lifting your legs toward your chest. The better core compression you have, the easier the movement will become. So you have to not cheat the movement and keep your legs as straight as possible. There's a difference between lifting your legs like this and then engaging your rectus femoris coming up to the top with straight legs. This is really going to engage the entire part of the hip flexors and the lower portion of your core. So we're going to be doing 10 reps of these. 2, and then for beginners, you can regress it like this. Make sure you get slow and controlled reps so you don't get that bomboclat core. 7, 8, 9, and 10. The third exercise is working on your hamstrings flexibility. What you're gonna do is get a light weight and you're gonna work on flexing the spine. Like we do in the movement, you're essentially gonna go into spinal lumbar flexion and almost doing like an ab crunch, but you're essentially working on your spine mobility and hamstring length. If you feel like this portion is like really hard, what I want you to do is stop that movement, and if you feel like a really tightness, you want to essentially work in that range. If you feel there's tightness here, you want to do the hamstring pulses at this range, and essentially you work your way all the way down until you get toward the ground and you build enough good compression until you reach your chest to your thighs. So you're also going to do 10 reps of these, and you're doing like 3 sets of them back and forth, relaxing that entire upper back and using your hamstrings. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the last movement here is practicing the skill itself. You want to be able to replicate that same movement as if you're on the bar. So think of the bar right above you, right? Imagine, okay, you're sleeping right here. Hold the bar above, right? You have that arch in that back. What you're gonna do is lower that arch like that. You're essentially in a hollow position, and you wanna start at this position and then raise your legs slowly and carefully until your back touches the ground. You wanna keep that same contact the entire time throughout this movement, and then you're gonna essentially create that core compression from the hips. So you're coming from here, coming all the way to the top, and that's why I mentioned the hamstrings flexibility is very key, because obviously you want your head touching your thing right here, and it's gonna go really close up toward that section, and that's where your optimal position is. And you're slowly gonna segment that spine one by one until your low back touches the ground, and that's the reset of the movement. Okay, so you're gonna be doing 5 reps with me. So you're gonna follow along right here. I'll let you watch the video. Two. 3. 4. And one last one. All right, so that's the end of the video, and this is one of the best ways to build core stability while working on your mobility. And if you like more content, subscribe to more calisthenics and mobility and just low back health.